What's going on, everybody? Smack Talk Live episode number 13. We just keep on rolling. Power Slap gave us a ton of exciting information coming out last Friday and Saturday. We know 3 matches have been announced for Power Slap 8, taking place June 28th at Fontainebleau. And as always, live and free on the Rumble app. We're going to get into it. We're going to break down the matchups that we know. We've got some special guests joining us. We've got Robert Trujillo as well as Chris Debo. We're going to talk the welterweight division. We're also going to get into Robert Trujillo, what he's been up to and where he hopes to go in the future. Obviously, we don't have a lightweight division yet. Are we going to get one soon? We're going to try and get whatever information out of Robert that we can. But ding, Power Slap 8 starting to take shape. How excited are you now? Approximately 4 weeks out.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's good to see some championship fights, back over the last few events. We haven't seen too many. There's been a lot of form-fitting type of stuff, getting some things ironed out, introducing maybe some stuff to come. But now we finally get some titles and some defenses. Still waiting on, John Davis. Hopefully we hear something in that regard soon. And then also, of course, the light heavyweight picture is kind of weird with Austin and Vern now, having this fight at Power Slap 8. Who knows where that puts that division? So right, obviously we don't know anything about the heavyweight championship. We haven't heard from DeBell anything in that capacity. Of course, we do. We keep in contact and we hear from him, so we know he's doing all right. But again, excited to see some of these titles come back and us to see some sort of vision for the rest of 2024.
Yeah, I mean, Daddy is home. Amir Nuruddin in the chat right now. Speaking about Damien DeBell, we actually have an interview that we just did, not even released yet on our YouTube channel. I mean, as all the announcements that have come in has unfortunately bumped the release of that. But stay tuned to our YouTube channel because we are going to have an exclusive interview with Damien DeBell. Going to let us know what's going on, let us know where he's at, and if he's ready to defend that belt. And, for the warrior and the competitor that he is, we always know he's ready to answer that call whenever he gets that opportunity for sure. So we're excited about, like you said, all of this. We're going to get down into the individual matchups that we spoke about. We keep on getting the gifts that keep on giving from the brass at Power Slap. And I mean, man, the way that this card is shaping up, not only just with, the largest audience to date, we showed up on our IG channel. Looks like approximately 3,600 spectators will be in attendance for this particular event. So we're excited to get the live audience. They're bringing that general admission ticket pricing down. $249 can get you into the door. I mean, I know, Dane, the last time you went to a concert, I mean, baseline tickets now are $300 to $400 for us. And so, I mean, this falls directly in line with where the entertainment business is today. And it's going to get a lot more of the purists of the sport into that venue to be able to see what you and I have been able to see live in the exhilaration of being there. And I've said it many, many times on this show. It's like being on the 18th green of a golf course. Everybody is dead silence, waiting for what's to come. And that smack happens. Boom. And the entire place erupts. It is like nothing else, like I can't even compare it to. I mean, UFC, people are talking, they're laughing the entire time. There's chatter. And, sure, you get the eruption when there's a nice KO and stuff, but it's just something different about it, my man. I don't know. It's just instant action, never stops. And, it keeps on giving all the time. We'll break down the 3 matchups. We'll get into it. Like I said, if you guys aren't doing so, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on YouTube. We want to keep on growing this thing and getting the messaging out to more and more people as we go. But, the first contender match of the night that we know so far, Anthony Babyface Blackburn going up against Emanuel Muniz. We're going to bring somebody from that welterweight division in right now. We're going to bring Mr. Chris Debo. How you doing, my man?
Doing great, Corey. How are you guys?
Dude, I got to fucking ask you, man. That's some porcupine hair you got going on. What's happening?
I just got out the shower, dude. The updated, I got the updated mullet, man, in the back. Man, once it gets fucking dry, you're going to see just a glorious mane.
Okay. Nice, my man. Got the new going on. Should see if you can you dye the mustache to match the fucking hair too, or what?
See, I feel kind of gypped because I was planning to dye my hair for a while, and it was supposed to be purple. Had the hair dye at my house, and then he whips out the purple hair, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I guess I'll fucking sit with this grayish blonde for a little bit and then just let it go back.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's talk about it, man. Anthony Blackburn,
dude.
Emanuel Muniz. What do you think of that match?
That match I'm so excited for. And I'm speaking of them bringing the ticket prices down. I'm glad that was a thing because now I can go to a concert ticket. And I get to go be on the side of the stage and yell for my boys because fuck, Anthony deserves this. I feel like he hasn't been accredited enough prior to this. Before beating KO Chris, he was the first person to pull a tie and power slap and never been set down. He still has never been set down. And he slaps really clean. I feel like he honestly has all the tools in his repertoire to beat Manny, but it's going to be his toughest test to date. I think it's for sure going to be a banger. I think it's going to be harder than the Chris Thomas fight.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, you know, we always knew that Anthony had a chin. We've seen him put his striking on display against KO Chris. You know, he's definitely taking it way more serious now. He's getting back into camp, getting training. You know, we know he had an injury in his fight against KO Chris and he's able to fight through it and still take care of, you know,
what 2 rounds.
Yeah. Still able to take care of KO Chris. So, you know, excited to see, man. It's great time. I think, you know, I'm sure you heard the intro. We're super jacked about the growth of the sport, the prospects that we're seeing, the 3 matches that have come out already. But, you know, you're sitting there, my man, number 8 contender match, or number 8 in the contender rankings.
Yeah.
What type of match you looking for, my man? I see the
dude, I'm hungry.
Some animosity brewing in you.
It's by the time June, or by the time the next event runs about on the 28th, that'll be 8 months since my last match. And I'm getting fucking antsy, man. I'm tired of waiting. Maybe I was spoiled a little bit last year competing on 1, 2, 3, and then season 2. So the 4 matches, supposed to be 5 other than my weight cut issues. But I feel like I'm seeing a lot of the same people get pushed, even if they did just come off a loss. And I'm sitting over here grinding, working my ass off, getting better. I've never turned down a call. And I know I'm like kind of known for being such a nice guy, but I'm fucking tired of it. Like a lot of these dudes are really quiet and they foul left and right. And God damn it, I want a match. I've just going off of like went to that Power Cube event on Sunday in Austin. 6 months ago or however long ago in the house, I threw up like a 34 or 36K on the cube and just grinding by myself, training by myself. Now I'm throwing up 52,000, 53,000. So I know I'm getting better and I'm just fucking waiting to put someone on their ass. Like the amount of joules I was able to produce off that cube was about 180. That's a little bit harder than getting shot with a 22. So I feel like I can put it on somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting like a heavyweight now, then, man. If that's the case.
I mean, I was only outdone by a few people, and 2 of them being someone who was off the new season, and Brian Ellis, who's no fucking slouch. He's one of the hardest hitters we've got.
Yeah. I mean, talk to me about the TNT event a little bit. Obviously, it was down there in Austin. So we had you know, slap fight championship guys as well as power slap guys come out, you know, to get some slaps in on that cube. Walk us through the entire thing, my man.
It was awesome. We showed up. They were still setting up a little bit. Just kept seeing people roll in, like Heerden Southall, who also lives in Texas. Alan Klingbeil was there, who's putting on some mass, bro. Alan's looking good. It was really sick, and I was just glad to see that everyone had been improving. You know, like no one is staying stagnant. Like I was happy to see my growth, but it's awesome to see that everybody is also taking this seriously and fucking. Like some of these guys, they've got kids and families and full-time careers. I'm one of the ones that, like, other than power slap in my day job, which I don't care about comparatively, I fucking throw myself into this. And 100%. The waiting is the worst part.
100%. I mean, talk to me a little bit, because I mean, the power slap website's got you at 1-1. Obviously, you talked about having 4 matches now. Right. So a little bit whack, but so I know Mike Bonnet, Andrew Fields, Zach Zane. Who's the 4th one? Man, that I'm missing.
Mike, Zach, Manny.
Oh, Manny. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Only time I've been set down in this sport was when I was.
Fields? You fought Fields as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Andrew Fields was my first match, and I rocked him in the first one, so I didn't really get to taste how much power he had, so I was kind of cocky. And then a month later, I get dropped by Manny, who was 2-2 with over a year of practice into this sport, and after that, like I felt embarrassed. I've never been dropped in my life, never been rocked like that. And I got a concussion, no doubt. But ever since that happened, I've just been working hard and no one's been able to phase me since. So I think the fact that I've only been dropped by the champ and he couldn't knock me out, and then going off of people's like, oh, well, you don't knock people out either in a sport that it just generates knockouts left and right. And then I look at my list of opponents and nobody has knocked them out. Like none of them have been set down or knocked out by anyone else. So it's no shame that I haven't done it either. I got some tough dudes in my fucking repertoire.
Yeah. Awesome, man. One last question for you.
Yeah.
Who do you want next? Come on, make it be known to the brasses of Power Slap.
Dude, Andrew Pussy Provost or Waylon Frost. As much as I like Waylon Frost, he's just going to step on me or club, and I'm going to eat that shit and put their lanky asses to sleep. Either one of those guys. Cole Young, I'd love to fight him. I love that guy, but he's been a little stagnant. He just had a surgery, needs to recover and whatnot. I just don't want to go against Zach again. Like he's right next to me in rankings. That's not going to get me anywhere. I want to go against people who've been around a while. And I see myself at number 8, and I'm mad about it, and I'm not at the same time because the only person I fought who was kind of ranked at the time was Manny, who was dropping down to welterweight and was unranked in that division. And I've done nothing but drop from 5 to 8 ever since. So I want someone in the top 5, and I'm going to fucking spark them out and put them on their ass. And I hope it's a fucking barn burner, and I hope it's soon because I'm getting tired of waiting around. I'm fucking killing the bag outside. I'm killing my arm, killing myself. And I'm just pissed off all the time. I need to let it out on somebody.
Yeah. All right, my man. Well, I appreciate you joining us. Okay.
Dude, thanks for calling me. Love you guys. And I'll see you at 8.
Let's go, my man. We'll see you there. All right, Ding. Let's get right into it. We'll keep on rolling. The real motherfucking deal. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, boys? How you doing?
Doing really good, my man. Can I get you adjust your camera a little bit? Get you center in the frame. There we go. Perfect, my man. How's life been treating you? We haven't heard from you in a while.
Life's been good. I just got back from Vegas a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Enjoyed some time out there, and other than that, just keeping myself busy as I can.
Awesome, man. Great to hear. Are you staying in shape? You still training? You ready to fucking throw it down anytime or what?
Yeah. I mean, I've been here at the gym. I just got back from Vegas, so I haven't been up at my MMA gym for a bit. But I just been working out, trying to keep my strength up, everything like that, and playing some ball with the boys, keeping the cardio up too.
Awesome, man. Yeah, good to hear. Ding, you got anything for the real deal?
My brother, you just said you were in Vegas. What can you tell us about what was going on, if at all? I mean, anything you can talk about what you were doing over there, whether that be on your off time, anything that you can kind of give us some insight.
Just stirring up big things with the company, Power Slap. They've definitely blessed me a lot. Can't really say too much yet, but it's definitely got some big things going for myself, and for a lot of other people too, so I'm excited. I'm excited to keep seeing the sport grow, and I'm excited to see like every division grow, so it was definitely a blessing while I was out there. I can't really say too much yet, but we got some things brewing.
And is there any possibility we see you in the house for Power Slap 8 in some capacity at all, whether that be in attendance or on the card?
So yeah, I think I can actually speak it on this one. I'll actually be there coaching, so I'll be I don't know what corner or anything like that I'll be coaching yet, but I'll definitely be there at Power Slap 8. I'll be coaching the event, so that's what I'm saying. I think they got some for me brewing. They don't got me any matches yet, but they definitely they got me some stuff going on.
That's awesome, man. Breaking news. Robert Trujillo is one of the coaches. Do you feel like, I mean, we've always had this conversation, and as you came in here, a bunch of people started going crazy in the chat about the lightweight belt. Do you feel like you're any closer to any clarity surrounding what's going to happen? Is that ever going to be an official division? Are they going to ask you to move up? Like, do you feel any closer to kind of a full picture to where kind of what's your vision? What's your path, if you will?
I think definitely Power Slap is gonna have they're eventually gonna have a lightweight title. I don't know when, but I definitely think it's in the works. Just based on how well they treat me, and you know, I've expressed my feelings about moving up to 170. You know, um, like I said, we got Debo over here talking, but I already beat the number one ranked dude in his division, so you know, I'd beat him easily. I'd beat the champ in that division easily. And Manny's my boy, you know. So I've expressed I'd go up to that weight class, because you know, Joel I think is undefeated at that weight class, and I mean he hit soft, you know, and I put his ass out. No one else has ever even budged the dude, and I put him on his pockets. So like I said, I've expressed moving up to that weight class. And you know, Erica and Frank, they want me to stay at 155. So I definitely think big things are coming for our weight class.
Yeah, I mean, TJ Thomas in the comments, man, saying, have you moved up to heavyweight eating with Austin Turpin for 2 weeks in Vegas? We've seen you out there. We've seen you with AJ, and we've seen you with Erica at the Durango, getting some good eats in.
You know, honestly, I think Turp was eating a little bit better than I was out there. You know, I was out there enjoying myself, eating whatever I could.
Yeah.
And yeah, Turp, he's working his ass off. He's definitely, I think he's gonna for sure make weight like a professional this time. So yeah, I enjoyed my food out there. You know, fortunately for me, I have a fast metabolism. I try to stack on weight, but it only happens if I'm taking double loads of creatine every day.
Okay. Awesome, man. I mean, not a bad thing. I mean, that's obviously something that's, you know, legal within the sport. So you definitely can still do that as long as it's, you know, NF certified, you're ready to go, which I'm sure you're true sport. So you know what, you know, what's good in that aspect. But I mean, you're able to see Austin Turpin. Is he taking it serious? Is he working hard? He's getting his cardio in?
Yeah, he's working super hard. You know, we even hit I was making sure, you know, like a couple times I saw him, you know, asking him, you know, if he was working, and he's definitely putting in the work. I'm excited for his match against Vern. It's gonna be an awesome match. But at the same time, I feel like Power Slap keeps fucking up and missing their chance at the best, probably the best match of all time that they've ever put out, and that's.
Oh, we lost him. What happened? We were getting some good news here, man. And he cuts out. What is that? Or is that Frank on the back end? Just Robert, you're cut.
He just announced he was the coach. It's over. There he is.
Hey, you're back, my man. Frank just cut you.
There we are, but yeah, man, I think they put out Russell versus Turp. I think that'd be, you know, a match for the ages. You know, I think it'd be one of the best not only light heavyweight matches, but one of the best matches they put out. And I still, you know, I'm still super excited for Vern versus Turp, you know, but I don't think no one really saw that one coming. So I think it's still gonna be fun though.
Gotcha. I thought you were gonna say something like yourself versus Emanuel or something would be the biggest fight coming. But you're going Turp and Russell. I got you, my
yeah. Unfortunately, they don't like us smaller guys yet that much for some reason, you know. But you know, I feel like if I could keep knocking people down, you know, they'll put a little bit more respect on our names.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Corey, somebody in the chat is requesting that you tell Robert what you said.
What did I say?
about him and Jackie? Or no, Sheena, who was it?
Oh, that's what I don't care. I'll say it, man. So essentially we were putting together matchmaking. We were saying Jackie and yourself, and I said the Vegas line would open up at -120 for Jackie.
Yeah.
So I get no problem, man. I'll say it to your face. It's all good.
No, it definitely would, because I mean, I myself, dude, I could not hit a girl. I don't care if it's part of the sport. I mean, I feel like I'd kill one of those girls, you know, and that's not me as a person. So yeah, she'd hit me that first time, and I'd tap out right there. I'd be like, all right,
I know we got somebody here. We got Coach Tony waiting from TNT Premier. He can tell us how Sheena slaps. Tony, how was that Sheena slap this past weekend, my man?
Oh man, that slap was ridiculous, man. She was striking. Man, she's put a lot of men scores to shame. I mean, I'm talking punches too. Those were legit numbers. She came in there. I mean, she's a true athlete, so do not underestimate her at all. She got there, she started warming up. You know, she's with somebody from the PFL, and they were legit. She with Shane, and you know, they came to strike. You know, it's a serious thing. Not only is it really putting, you know, stopping everything being subjective. Now it can be objective. Now it's not, oh, he hits hard, she hits hard. Now we actually know who's really hitting hard, who's really striking. Some of the people you think just because their size, they're going to put up some big numbers, but it's not the case. It's all about the technique and your accuracy. And going back to Sheena, I mean, she brought it all together, that technique, that accuracy, and she put over 51,000 units of human force. That's not a game, I don't want to put anybody else out there, but she was, she beat a lot of guys scores out there. Everyone's working hard, but that's what we use the Power Cube for, so we can use it as a benchmark. It's not just the fun part of it, but I want people to start being able to use it. We're going to go around so people can use this technique to hone their craft. I come from a football background, so I know, I just want to hit it enough just for the coach to let me stop doing the drill. Just hit enough to go to the next rep. But now we can actually know, we're hitting that 70% of our power. We need to do this technique. We may think the overhand or the quick wind up is the best way to go, but it may be the slow for you. But yeah, those guys out there from Power Slap and Slap Fight, they were super competitive, but gentlemen at the same time. But they were putting up some monster numbers. And I expect to see more next round.
Awesome. Robert, can we get you over there next round with TNT?
I'm super sad they didn't invite the heaviest hitter,
Man, you got to check those DMs, bro. We tried to hit people up, try to get people there, man. And then we got
like you were saying, size doesn't matter. I've every competition I went to, it was just basic, the basic punch machine you see at bars and stuff.
Correct.
I've usually won every competition I've been in. When I was part of season 1 of the house, a lot of the heavyweights were super mad because they couldn't. I mean, we weren't throwing slaps, we were throwing right hooks at it, but none of the heavyweights in the house could beat my right hook. So
yeah,
I definitely think I could go up there and put some numbers down. Like I've been boxing my whole life, so I know how to throw it properly, and I think I put up some big numbers on that.
Yeah, that's the most important part, is to have that technique. Technique is everything, when you're striking it right, you're going to make the right connections. That's going to transfer right over to the barrel when you guys are striking during your competition, and putting those people down, putting them to sleep. It's all about the technique, and the more we can help people through slap fighting or any other combat sports to hone their technique, the better it's going to be, for everybody involved. And of course, it's fun to see who's the strongest, who's the biggest slapper, who has the most power. But also, we're a sports science organization, so we're trying to make it more important, that it's safe too, right? We're getting the numbers that way. We can get this sport in more states, more countries. We want to prove that yes, it's a combat sport, it's dangerous, but it's not this, this fatal, this thing where you can just die in the ring, like these regulars trying to say, right? Poatan, he hit 191,000 units on there. I mean, that's serious. He crushed Ngannou's record. He had 129,000 units, and the highest slap we have so far is Big Brian Ellis at 77 and some change. So it's a dangerous sport. I don't want that smoke. Most people don't want that smoke. So big salute to all you guys out there who are taking those strikes. But it's not as dangerous as everyone's saying. So it needs to be allowed to be participated in more states, which is going to give you guys, more opportunities for promotions, more financial opportunities. That's what we want to see. We want to help any sport that we can, improve for the athletes and also organizations involved. So, we're just a neutral third party who want to give out the information, providing official data to guys. On that same note, we keep talking about the strike power. It's important. You guys also have to take the strikes. So someone can deliver monster blows, but if they can't take it, what does that really mean? So on that same note, in Baltimore, we're going to be working with the NCSA with our guy, Lee Brown. He's going to be doing a lot of studies with some of the top slap fighters. So if anybody's interested in being part of this groundbreaking study for your sport, please, get in TNT Premier Sports DMs. We're going to be hooking up accelerometers and all kind of gauges to your neck, your cheeks, your chin, your mouth, just so we can go again and show these regulators that, this sport is safe. Right. Again, going back to my sport of football, we get contact all the time, heavy impacts. It feels like car wrecks. Sometimes they say the impacts you get from a football game, other combat sports, MMA, all those kind of things, you're getting strikes. They're very violent, very dangerous. But the difference with slap fighting is you guys know when that blow is coming and you know what direction it's coming from. You know exactly where it's going to be placed. So you guys can brace for impact, which makes your sport safer in our scientific hypothesis. But we're going to be proving that through research at the NCSA, the most important conference of sports science in the nation, coming up here soon in July. So if you have any slap fighters who want to volunteer to be part of that studies to help your sport, please get in our DMs and we'll get you plugged up. Again, this is for you guys, for combat sports. And once we get this data home, it's going to carry over back into, my main sport, which is football, even to the automotive industry, because now, you know, in other studies, you can't get a human being just to sit there and take a slap or take a blow. That's why for car industry, they have to use crash test dummies, right? But now with you guys are an anomaly when it comes to sports science research, because you guys are not only delivering blows, but you're accepting strikes, which again, no one's been able to test because, you know, people haven't been willing to sign up for that. But you guys are just badasses and are taking these type of strikes, but we can use that to improve your sport, right? So once we have this data, again, it's going to make your sport better. It's going to carry over to, you know, my primary sport, football, but again, auto industry and all kinds of stuff, right? We're going to be testing concussions. It's going to be amazing. So we definitely appreciate the opportunity to be involved in the slap fighting industry. We just, you know, want more people to be involved and understand this is legit. You know, not only we're legitimately quantifying power and going to be having a Guinness Book of World Records event here next year, where we want to have the most powerful slappers from around the world, not just limited to the, you know, the leagues that we know here in the U.S., but anyone around. You know, we're going to have a Guinness Book of World Records event in Austin next year. We want to have, you know, everyone in attendance to make sure we know who is the most powerful around the world right now. You know, Sheena and Big Brian, you know, it's not a joke. You know, that wasn't no gimme. They were delivering some strikes. So, you know, we want to keep being involved in any kind of slap events we can get, keep testing people and keep getting information out there. What a great sport this is.
I got one question for you.
Go ahead.
So are you guys using the same power slap cube that they're using for like a lot of these like combines?
You said the combines?
Yeah, like whenever like season 1, season 2, you know, whenever they test.
Correct. It's
Okay,
the actual power cube device.
Oh, Chris Debo's saying they need to update his score, but at the same time, I ain't really seen too much people score over a 50,000 in any of the slap combines, any of that, and then like
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, to see these guys hitting like 70-some thousands, I'm like, and like some like, you know, even Debo, I'm not downing him any, you know, but for him to almost triple his original score, it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of seemed like that cube was a little bit higher than like the normal one that they have in the house.
No, the device, it's calibrated on a regular basis, but the difference is just the placement. If you guys watch some of the videos, most people have them mounted to a straight wall where it's flat, where you slap fighters can't adjust yourself. You're limited to a very, very small area to operate. That's been a big complaint to a lot of guys, and I reassured them that no, we would have this mounted on a steel girder as to where they can maneuver themselves 360 degrees around the device that they want to. So if you're limited to maybe a 6-inch gap from the wall to where you're striking, that's not very comfortable. You know, who wants to pretty much try to punch a wall or be so close to wall? So we saw a lot of scores be skewed. That's why we're the main organization who does this. We're an independent third party, right? We have no skin in the game with any organization. We like slap fighting in general and combat sports, but we set things up and we monitor things to make sure we're giving you guys the best opportunity to get the true results. We're not going for the best score. We don't care about record setting. Remember, we told you we're a sports science organization. We want to make sure it's safe and the information's getting out there about what you guys are bringing to the table. So again, that was one of our main issues with how, you know, other people are using this test in other facilities, that it's mounted to a wall, which is solid all the way across, which is not conducive to how you slap fighters need to be able to strike in the device.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Thank you,
sir. And we're community based, so we're always open to suggestions and ways we can make this better. That's the only way anything's going to improve. We're all working together. You know, we've had guys from Slap Fight and Power Slap all there together. You know, it was all love. Everybody was coaching each other on. And again, we just want this sport to improve. You know, the more it improves, the more endorsement you guys get, the bigger you guys get, the more money y'all get paid. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, no, and that definitely makes a lot more sense, you know, to set it up to where we're throwing the actual power that we're going to be throwing when we hit, you know, because that, like I said, at the combines, you know, like you said, having it against that wall, you're not really being able to generate the same amount of torque that you would, you know, based if it's like someone actually standing in front of you. So
exactly,
that makes a lot more sense.
And that's some things I talked about with all the slappers who came there. I said, look, I want y'all to tell me exactly how y'all do it. You know, I know every organization has it done different, but I want to make it as a realistic example of how you guys actually slap. You know, it doesn't make sense if you guys are running into it, or, you know, some people complain about big steps. Okay, let's do it the way you guys do it when you guys are actually in a game time situation. And that's how I want the data to be collected. So again, this is going to be community based. We want to, hold each other accountable, make sure we're getting the correct information out there. It's not just about breaking records, but that's the fun part. We want to collect data. That way, again, we want to use this information to help y'all.
Nice.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah,
Robert, appreciate you joining us. But I got one last one for you before we let you go. Okay, my man? What's your next dream matchup? Erica calls. Who do you want it to be?
For myself?
Yes.
Man, hopefully a good 155er. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to say because, there ain't people in my weight class. And then, they've already expressed to me they want me to stay at this weight, so, and like I said, the jump to 170 wouldn't be bad for me. I walk around at 165, so it's not like I'd have to like gain a ton of weight, I just drink some water for the day. But yeah, maybe Damien DeBal, give me the heavyweight title shot.
The Crazy Hawaiian, why not? While you're at it, might as well.
Whoever. Like I said, I'm ready for whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I could. I feel like weighing all the way through the 185 class if I'm being realistic, and I'm not being cocky about that. That's just my, my true honest opinion. I feel like I could win all the way through the 185 class. So, anyone within those, and I ain't pulling a Chris move. I heard Chris calling out 6 different weight classes.
Which Chris are we talking about? Debo?
KO Chris.
Oh, okay.
Awesome, my man. Awesome, dude. Appreciate you joining us, Robert. As always, my man. Take care. Train hard. Hope to see you back up there. You produce highlights every time we see you up there. Maybe we'll see you over at the TNT Premier event as well, throwing up some big numbers.
We got to get you there, man. Everybody's been in my DMs, man. The big Hawaiian's going to be there, man. Everybody's going to be the next one, man. Don't miss out. We're getting close to that Guinness event where, we're giving out straps and plaques of that one. Go ahead and get you a Guinness plaque while you're at it, bro.
Yeah, I definitely love to jump in there. So yeah, I feel like I think with Power Slap. Sorry to keep this going, but I feel like with Power Slap, I feel like you guys should have like hardest hit for each weight class as well. Not just because of course the big heavyweights are gonna go up there and probably hit the hardest. Just based on their size. So I feel like
that's not true. Look at Sheena.
Yeah.
See that's how I prove it. It's science, baby. The numbers don't lie. Look at Sheena. It's the technique, right? But I mean, on that same note, man, we're gonna break it down. Guinness doesn't recognize weight classes, so as we pursue towards that Guinness event, we're just keeping it straight up hardest. But we are keeping track of all the data. We're gonna be breaking it down into weight classes, so we can turn this into something different if someone so chooses to do so. Definitely understand that for sure.
Yeah, well, I love to be there. It was good seeing you guys from Slap News. I'll see you guys soon. So,
all right, appreciate it, man. Thank you, Robert.
Sir.
All right, Tony, I don't know what you did to your mic, my man, but you kind of killed it for a second. You're super, super quiet now. Is something muffling your mic or anything?
Can you hear me now?
It's super, super quiet. You were crisp and clean earlier. And
jump out, jump back in.
Now it's gone real quiet. Do you want to try to sign off and sign back in? Maybe it'll fix the problem. Yeah, I can't hear you at all now. Oh, you're back now. All right.
I just want to say while we wait for him to come back, Brian Ellis, breaking that record, if you will, 71,000. I mean,
77 looks like.
Sure. What does it say about not only him but also a guy like Dorian Perez, who just consistently, doesn't matter who you put him up against, the guy just does not get hurt. He doesn't wobble. It's incredible. Like, whatever his secret is, find it. And it can't be being Mexican, because that's not gonna, you can't, if you're either that or you're not. So I know he says that can't be the one you aspire to get, but whatever that guy's doing, figure it out and get with him, because that is incredible. The way that he's able to take these shots. And he looks at Brian and he said, that wasn't shit. Go home with,
Amazing, my man.
Looks like we got Tony back. There he is.
Tony, we got you.
I'm back.
There we go. Night and day, my man.
Sorry about that. My Bluetooth was trying to connect in the truck, so I had to fix that situation real quick.
No problem at all, man. Yeah, but it looked like a great event, man. Tell us, how it went down. I know it was downtown Austin, and I got to ask you one selfish question. If you were left-handed, could you strike that thing? Because it didn't look like it.
You could. We had mounts on the front and the back, so we just took a survey of what everybody's going to strike, and everybody's like, nah, right only. So we're like, okay, right only. But again, that's how, our independent third-party testing, where we're trying to account for all the variables, is just different than anybody else out there just doing it, trying to do some testing. Like, we want to account for everything and make it purely scientific. It's not just about bringing those numbers out there. It's actually getting the data and letting these participants hit it the exact way they're going to hit it to get accurate numbers, not all the fluff stuff, man. Like I said, we bridge the gap between superlatives and sports science. But yeah, there was definitely mounts on the left and right of that girder.
Cool. You're coming to the East Coast, you said. Baltimore. Are you going to be doing a similar style event there?
I don't think so. We're going to be mainly focused on presenting our research. And again, hopefully, we can get some slappers out there. We have about 4 commits so far. We're just opening it up as we go, because we really want these guys who are at the top of their game to participate in the study, because it's going to be groundbreaking, not just for slap fighting, but contact sports in general. Again, not saying combat sports, but contact sports. Then flowing over into the automotive industry. As I stated earlier, it's hard to get human subjects, if at all possible, to do these studies that are quote unquote dangerous. You can't do an automotive study and a crash test with human beings, which is why we have crash test dummies and accelerometers and devices. We haven't been able to test studies on human beings in contact sports, because again, the everyday person's not going to sign up to just get a strike from somebody else at the hardest power. So that's why these power slap fighters and slap fighters in general are sports scientists' dream, because we can calculate so much information from jaw, measuring teeth, neck, everything. We're going to be calculating all this information and just crunching the data, just again to try to help the sport, help slap sports in general, because this is where we're starting the research at, and just spread that information, because this ties into concussions and everything. We're working with a device that we're going to be testing these guys, where it's just going to be a simple, quick saliva test to determine concussed level. So now, instead of it being a referee subjective decision, this guy's done, call it over, they can quickly do a cheek swab, and by the color of the cheek swab, we can tell how concussed is he. So if was the gentleman right when he said, I'm good, he was right. But hey, that thing turned pink. No, you're concussed. You're not good. So even when we go back to the guys who I train, the NFL guys, when they go to concussion protocol, that takes them out for weeks, sometimes months, which is a lot of money. So now we're helping guys save money, save their paychecks. We're helping them with injuries. So if they are really hurt and they're saying they're good, we can stop that, and we're taking it away from being a human decision whether these guys are injured or not, because there are certain enzymes that come out in your saliva when you are concussed. And now, with the help of the slap fighters, we're going to be able to actually do successful and successive tests of this, which we can get these products out to the market, which is, it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you test? So enzymes end up in your saliva. How quick does that happen? How quick can you test? Like, could this be something that gets tested, between rounds, or if there is a doctor stoppage, could you do this in real time?
Exactly. It's a real-time thing. It just takes seconds. It's almost like any other litmus test, where you get the fluid on there and it changes the color, whether it's a pink hue or the degree of the opacity is going to tell you the degree of the concussedness. And our lead researcher, Lee Brown in England, is on top of this. He is the only international liaison to the NSCA, and he's going to be presenting there, which is why we are trying to get our slap fighters there to be part of this presentation, to be part of the on-site studies.
Very cool. Awesome, man. Appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you sharing the information, bringing a scientific edge to this. And let's keep talking about it, my man. We'd love to have you back on
for sure.
And we'll just keep on talking the science of the sport and everything that you're doing with TNT.
Of course. We got to have you guys out at the next event, man. It's gonna be serious.
Yeah, man. It'd be great. Definitely be great to get out there, my dude. So
awesome. Take care. It's great speaking with you guys.
Right. Take care, man. Thank you.
All right, now.
All the best. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, Ding. There we go. Bunch of stuff taking place.
Obviously, is that a record? 3 guests? I think that's a record.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure, man. Maybe, but and
collectively, Debo and Trujillo don't weigh as much as Hawaiian.
Collectively,
I don't know why I just thought of that, but yeah. And Coach Tony, if you're listening, he looks a little like Ray J.
Yeah, does he? Okay.
I wanted to ask him, but I was like, let's stay focused.
Yeah. For the first time on the show, we want him to come back. So
yeah. But I was thinking about it in my head. I'm like, I could ask him like, hey, does anybody tell you look like a celebrity? And it's either going to come out immediately, or he's going to say, nah, not really. I got this, and then I would just move on. I would kind of get the cue. Oh, okay. I had it figured out. Good to hear from Trujillo, man.
Totally.
Like you said, he's got some stuff cooking. He broke news here today coach Power Slap 8. I wonder what that means for the next coach. So that actually is interesting because I know, Corey, we've talked about in the past a little bit of speculation when we talk about these promos. Every time it seems like the promos have something, they kind of hit at the event a little bit. And in this one, there was a clip with El Tigre and Rob. And so we were wondering what that could mean. So now that he's a coach, it kind of makes a little bit of sense.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I did a remix of on Friday of the announcement that Dana did. If you haven't seen it, go over to IG and I kind of call out, are they giving us some insight as to what to come and some of the fighters that are going to be on this card that we don't know about? Definitely potential there. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. They have telegraphed some of this stuff in the past. So, Robert Trujillo confirming he's a coach kind of goes to a little bit of the validity of what we talked about. He was part of that. He was part of that as well. So he was there on that clip. So he's a coach. So he's not fighting. So maybe not 100% accuracy to it. But we know some of the guys, obviously, the Crazy Hawaiian, Vern Cathey, Austin Turpin. They had Manny on there as well. They had Blackburn. So a lot of these guys, we know are on there, are in that video. Some of the other guys that they highlighted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we had Damien DeBell. We had Jules Scott. We had Garrett Grimes. Trying to think who else we had. We're going off the top of my cuff. Can you remember anybody, Ding?
No, I was stuck on Garrett Grimes. That's like the
okay.
Was Bordeaux on there?
Bordeaux was on there also.
Streaming was on there, right?
Yeah. Bordeaux was there. So
another thing is as you see that like every day they kind of post a new slap, and totally. I don't know how much you can make of that.
I think there's something to it. I don't think the majority of them is random. I think, if you read the caption, sometimes it alludes to, I was thinking the Nate Bernard one that went up the other day. And it talked about the power slap game specifically. And so I thought, okay, like maybe that was one that may not necessarily be directly linked. We see Andrew Fields, and Jimmy Jumps, who we'll talk about in a couple seconds here, but we see him there. I'm not sure. I don't think you can hear the audio on this, but you'll see some of the guys, see the Crazy Hawaiian, we see Turpin standing up, Bordeaux, Jules Scott, Jean Fontainebleau, as we talked about.
What a dance. Fontainebleau.
Yeah. Got Manny in there, the Bell, Vern. Who is it that hit Garrett Grimes in that one? I forget who that was now.
Drain.
Oh, Wesley Drain. There we go. There you go, Wesley Drain also. So, it's interesting. I do think, Bordeaux had a post recently. Blackburn's got a post here. Manny's got a post. Van Heerden's got a post. Some of the captions do allude the champ is back. So they're being very straightforward to it. But, some of the other ones, like Bordeaux here, what are they saying?
Nothing.
They're talking about tickets. So...
What about Santa Maria? Well, what's his nickname?
Jimmy Jumps?
Yeah, Jimmy Jumps. There you go. That's not his nickname. Can't be. Somebody in chat, help us out. What's Jimmy Jumps' nickname, official nickname?
Is it not Jimmy Jumps?
No way. James Jimmy Jumps Santa Maria? No way.
I'm pretty sure it is, man. Is it not?
Really?
I don't know. I always called him from day one, man.
That page up there. Look, I can see it.
Is it not? Oh.
I don't know. Check it out. Let's see what we can find.
Yeah, but is he even ranked?
No, just go to strikers. He's on there. He's got to be on there somewhere.
Okay. Jimmy Jumps. Where's he at?
You'll see him. He's a ginger.
Keep talking while I find him, man.
It's good to see that they've got a lot of updates, and there's some people we don't really see much from, and they have them on there. I'd love to know what's the story with them.
Well, he just have him as Jimmy.
Just Jimmy.
I'm sure it was Jimmy Jumps. Come on, someone's got to remember this.
No, what's his bio say? I'm interested. He's got quite the character. Here to represent. That makes sense. That sounds exactly like what I would think.
Mm-hmm.
He would say swinging hammers, good stuff. And Blackburn back when he was in his Jesus-esque days.
Yeah. I don't know. It just says James Santa Maria. Man, I don't know, dude. I swear Jimmy Jumps was on there.
Nope, you swear wrong, man. That old age is getting to you. Yeah, see, Chris Debo, that's his nickname. We got it.
But it seems like that's completely gone from the Power Slap website.
It's not real. It's gone, bro. It's a conspiracy. They wanted you to be wrong.
It's not happening. It's not
Careful
happening.
Xing that out, man. You don't know what tab you're gonna get. You know, you might get they might see your secret stuff that you
Oh
search
yeah,
out,
all the
Careful.
secret stuff. Yeah. All good, man. All good. But let's keep it rolling, my man.
On the subject of Jimmy Jumps, though, I know a couple of different guys have taken an interesting approach to trying to get themselves matches. And it's not. I want to highlight. Jimmy Jumps sparked it. It's not just Jimmy Jumps at all. When I'm not talking about him specifically, but this it's like confrontational, right? It's almost. I think threatening's a little bit too. I don't want to go there, but I just think it's very aggressive the way that some people have taken to like Power Slap has to do this or I don't think that's the way you're gonna get what you want. I don't think anybody thinks that that's the way you're gonna get what you want in this type of environment. What are your thoughts, Corey? I mean, what have you seen? Like, what would you recommend to guys who are like lost or just frustrated? Because that's what this is, right? Debo just came on here and said he's frustrated, but he said it in a way that's like, I got it. All right, got it. Understood. I'm gonna keep Debo in the back of my head when the time comes and makes sense, I'll call him. Totally. But that's not how everybody's acting. Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing right now, I think a couple of things. We're seeing from guys that are in the league and we're seeing the guys that are wanting to get into the league. And let's look at this as a first place. Like Erica and Frank are human beings. They are watching. They see what you are doing. They have feelings and emotions just like everybody else. They get paid to do a job in the workplace. So let's just put that out there first and foremost. Yes, it's a job in the public eye, and they have to take the heat when time comes. But keep in mind, this is still a workplace. Yes, it's the fight business, but it's still a business. There's still a certain code and a certain ethic and a way that you want to represent yourself. And we've seen from characters, Slap Jesus, for example, and in the shenanigans that he did and how he got himself the door. We've seen other strikers in that same regards. I'm thinking of the Game Changer. Also,
Carice.
may have done, Carice Archer may have done some questionable acts in the audience and trying to get up on stage. Anytime that you're going to go out and you're going to put the safety of others in hand, or you're going to be doing reputable damage to yourself or the brand, it's not going to look good on you as a striker. Like yourself as a striker, you are a business, and obviously Power Slap is a business also. And so you want to have that working business relationship between it. And I think you got to keep it professional. It's like, yes, you can push for a match, and I think you can get creative, and you can, there's one cat out there, Chin Reaper, making, rap songs and doing funny stuff. And, he's staying relevant, making content, stuff like that. But I think the second where it crosses that line is when you start to make it personal about either Erica or Frank, or you start getting, negative towards the organization. I think is where it gets to be crossing that line a little bit. And I know it's not easy. The rosters keep growing. They just had season 3. They probably had another 30 strikers to the roster. They're probably up to 180 to 200 strikers on contract. Right now, we're 8 weeks between events, and there's 12 fights. So you're getting 24 strikers. So, if we're talking upwards of 200 strikers under contract, 24 strikers plus a couple, that get brought in as alternatives. We're talking 1/8 of the roster is being on every card. So it's getting harder and harder and harder. So I understand and I sympathize for these guys that, hey, I'm ready. I want to be active. I'm making sacrifices because, and granted, they're right. And I'll stand up for Jimmy as well. Like, I'm sure the guy's working. I'm sure he's, it's probably not easy for him to be at 155. He's grinding. But let's be real. This is a workplace. We can't bully people. We can't push them over the edge. We want to keep promoting what we're doing as athletes, as of what they're doing as athletes, to be able to put themselves front and center. And I think really that is, the utmost importance. And I think, that level of respect and that consistency will get you there in the long run. I mean, I don't know if Amir's still here, but Amir Nuruddin keeps getting called back time and time again. We had it on the show real briefly before, but Amir is here, keeps getting called back, seems to be doing things right, keeps answering that call. So Amir could be, can you believe I'm saying it? Amir Nuruddin could be the poster child of how you get a match in Power Slam. What do you think of that, Ding?
I never thought the day would come, dude. You finally give Amir his respect. I love Amir. Me and Amir are good
Amir's
friends.
good shit, man. Amir's good
Amir,
shit.
Amir respects me. I respect Amir. I got a ton of respect for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't tell you guys what he said on the show. If you weren't here live, you don't know what it is, and I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing we could do. We can't reveal what he was on here for, but you'll see soon enough. But yeah, I think you're right, Corey. Like, we just got to cut the nonsense out. It like, handle your business behind closed doors. You got your contacts, whatever you got to do to have your conversation. Ultimately, everybody's just trying to preserve their own livelihood and make sure that they can thrive. And so, if you feel like this is not the thing that's going to do that, and you have no hope, if you will, then I would encourage you to carry on the way that you carry on. I would just tell you definitively, without ever having talked to Erica or Frank, that you won't get what you want this way. It's never worked for anybody, big or small, just not how this stuff goes. Because what kind of precedent would it set, right? If that was the case, people would just get bullied all day online. That's all you got to do is post a video, say some bad shit about Power Slap, and they'll get you what you want. It's not a sustainable business model. And it's not good. It's not a good business practice, man. That's like you calling us and saying, hey, I'm going to whoop your ass if you don't put us on Slap News. I mean, we'll put you on Slap News, not because we don't want you to whoop our ass, because good luck. But, besides that, like, I mean, it's just not how you do things. Totally. So that's our fucking TED Talk for the year, probably. I don't think we'll revisit this.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's keep going, my man. Austin Turpin and Vern Cathey. We haven't really touched it as of yet. But, I mean, it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. We obviously had Dana, kind of pairing up Austin versus Wolverine. Not the case this time. Vern Cathey, Austin Turpin. To me, my man, is actually, this could be a more interesting match. And it's not maybe just because of recency bias. We've seen Wolverine twice in a row now. I think Austin and Vern have a very intriguing storyline in this one that can go into it. We've seen the war words already start. We see Austin playing up to Vern, and Vern being a great sport about it and playing and leaning into it instead of pushing away. He's like, yeah, I'm an old man. Yes, I'm doing old man shit. He's out going to bingo where he won a cooler and he's tagging Austin in it. I mean, I actually like how this is rolling. I think Vern is being a great character playing along with this. And hopefully Vern continues this all the way through to the weigh-ins, to the face-offs. Maybe we get a little Volkanovski out of Vern coming up here or something, but it'd be great to see him keep that storyline alive. But I mean, let's talk about the talent thing and the skill set that both these athletes possess. We know what happened to Austin last time, missing weight, going up in heavy against Wolverine, being able to take the victory. Vern Cathey, 2 victories. We've seen the up and down in his career. Where are these athletes at right now in today's age going to Power Slap 8?
Well, I think everybody agrees Austin's a massive star. He has a ton of star potential. Vern was that guy, right? As we were approaching the first title match in the light heavyweight division, Vern was the boogeyman. He was the guy that had this unattainable power, and it was a question about his chin. And we realized that he's human, and he's had to fight his way back. And I think I'm going to say something that's pretty dramatic, probably, but it's the way I feel. I think Vern's in a no-lose situation here. I don't think Vern has a single thing to lose in this fight. I think all the pressure's on Turpin. He's got to make the weight. He's got to win, like everybody, well, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people expect him to, right? He beat the best guy in the world in Wolverine, or one of the best. I mean, you expect him to take this one and get back to his 3rd title fight. Let's just say Vern comes up short here. What changes? You lost to a guy a lot of people thought you would lose to. And when he's done doing whatever he does with Wolverine, it's unlikely they do anything with a 4th match anytime soon, if at all. So you just end up fighting the title winner at some point anyway. I mean, I don't think that he loses any stock if he loses this fight. And I think Turpin risks everything here if he misses weight, if he loses. I just think that this is such an unusual situation to be in. I don't think we've seen it in Power Slap. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you can think of any. I don't think we've ever seen a no lose like this. I really do think Vern's got himself in the greatest position he could possibly be in.
Yeah, I mean, Blackburn stepping up last minute against KO Chris. I mean, I don't think he could have lost regardless. And we've seen what happened. Very, very similar potential that could happen here with Vern Cathey. Vern Cathey coming with a victory. You could very well see Vern Cathey versus Wolverine Power Slap number 9, or the next time that we see Wolverine defend his belt. I think he has everything to gain. As you said, he doesn't have a lot to lose on the downside. There's definitely a huge separation at the top, of this division. And it's actually still one of the most exciting divisions, light heavyweight division in all of Power Slap. We've got Wolverine, we've got Austin Turpin, Russell Rivera, Vern Cathey, really carving themselves out as those top 4 strikers in the division. And there's a lot of exciting matches to come from that. There was rumors speculating about Russell Rivera potentially turning down a match on Power Slap 8. That is completely unconfirmed. I've heard that rumor from a couple different sources. I haven't spoken directly to Russell if that was the case or not. But we know that the top of this division is incredibly exciting. Vern Cathey, like we said, has everything to gain. Austin Turpin also has everything to gain. I mean, Vern Cathey's 39 years old. He isn't getting any younger. If he's going to make that title shot, the time is now. We've seen, the UFC and how they kind of treat some of the older athletes and stuff like that. I don't know how much they're going to, have athletes get into their 40s, how late they do in Power Slap. So I think right now is I don't want to say it's a last chance opportunity for Vern, but I think it's probably one of the last that we see him at the top of his game before we start to see his career start to decline a little bit as he gets up there in age, into 40, presumably this year. So I think that's something for Vern Cathey where you have to take this opportunity, you can drive right to the top. Austin Turpin, still very formidable, setting up there, has a chin like no other. I mean, we're going to have guys throwing blows back and forth in this one. It's going to be exciting. Like I said, Austin with a victory over Vern Cathey puts himself right back up there against Wolverine again. So I think it's definitely worth noting that both these guys have a lot on the line in this main card event. And, I think both their stocks rise. We've seen Austin, his stock, he's one of maybe less than a handful, probably 2 or 3 athletes in Power Slap that continue to grow their social media following from event to event. Even if they're not on that card, their social following still grows. And so I think Vern Cathey being associated in this match is also going to help his stock rise as we kind of go into this. And we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Alan Klingbeil is just hanging around there right now. I'd love to see Alan and Russell. I think that'd actually be a phenomenal matchup, actually. Between those two guys could be great to see on, atop that division. And I'm still not counting out Delvin Hamlet yet. I really don't think he's down and out. I would love to see him back. I know you're laughing, Ding. I'm holding on to a thread that Delvin can come back and propel himself into that top 5 and in the relevant conversation with these other guys.
Oh, well, I'm not laughing because I don't think he can do it. You just brought that out of nowhere is really what was funny. On top of that, I mean, again, like the guy's got to find his home. Does he want to do heavyweight and not sweat the couple pounds, or does he want to stay at 215? 205? But I mean, you saw what happened. So it's like, if you're him, everybody's telling you should go down. It's, you might have better success, and then that happens.
Totally.
It's probably not good for the good old confidence.
Yeah. Well, we got TJ Thomas in the chat, my man. He wants Alan. Alan.
We got some nice pictures of TJ preparing for his last match.
Yeah, absolutely we do. So, all right, we talked about Emanuel. We talked about that. Let's talk about the headline event. Van Heerden versus the Crazy Hawaiian. This event is one that is quite unique in a sense. We got Danie Van Heerden coming off disqualification loss, getting an opportunity to go up against the Crazy Hawaiian. 2 massive fan bases. We got South Africa versus Hawaii. The storylines behind this right now are swirling. The social numbers are swirling. The pre-fight interviews that are now live on our YouTube channel are getting great hits for both of these guys. We released the Danie interview on Sunday. The Crazy Hawaiian, I believe, came out Saturday. Was it came out? Or is it Saturday and Monday? We released those
Saturday
2.
Saturday and Monday, yeah.
So they're both up there now. You can hear the war of words. These guys are great salesmen for themselves. They're great salesmen for the sport. How exciting ding is this going to be? Overall, this match, I mean, I think this one goes in the championship rounds. I think it goes really, really deep. I think we get something really special here.
I think that this is one of those fights that's got a ton on the line, above and beyond the fighters. We just talked about Austin and Vern and how each one of them has, X amount to win, X amount to lose, whatever. When you talk about these guys, this is about this is about Hawaii, this is about South Africa. Up until this point, we've been talking all about Hawaii. Hawaii dominating the slab game. Hawaiian said it himself. There's all these Hawaiians coming in at every weight class. You got Chief, you got Zane, you got Hawaiian, you got baby brother Hawaiian, which happens to not be any smaller. They're all over the place, right? And you got the guys from the islands, you got Samoans. This is an opportunity for Danie to just turn this whole thing on its head and make a statement for an entire country that this is trailblazing. We've never had a chance like this where you're able to just flip a switch and everything just changes if he gets a win here. It's not just Danie winning, it's the entire country of South Africa winning. And the way that they responded to him even fighting for this championship shows how much is behind him. And we obviously know just by how Hawaiian's following has grown, how much support he garners, that he's also got a big group behind him. Of course, he is American, it's part of the United States, but they're just built different on that island. They support people differently. Him being a hometown guy. And so I'm really expecting this to sort of pave the way for the future, for us to see more South African contenders in the future, for us to see more Hawaiian contenders in the future. I think that there's a lot that goes on this match. And I think the people of Hawaii and the people of South Africa should be very proud of both of their athletes.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't agree more with you. I like looking into the future a lot of the times, and I'll get ahead of it. And are they planning the next step? It's very much how I am in my business. It's like what we're seeing in front of us right now, Danie Van Heerden versus the Crazy Hawaiian. Whoever comes out of this is going to be the face of Power Slap that they are inevitably going to take overseas. We talked about going over to Saudi and get into the Middle East. The winner of this is presumably going to be on that card, whether they're trying to pull the continent of Africa over there. Are you taking America's best into Crazy Hawaiian over there? I think this matchup has bigger ramifications than what we see on the surface of just being the champion in this current time. I think this becomes, whoever wins this match becomes the head event overseas in Saudi Arabia when that event happens, to open up that entire territory when they bring in, athletes from the middle, from Eastern Europe. They bring athletes in from Russia. So I think this is a huge opportunity for both of these athletes to be able to really propel themselves into stardom. We've seen Danie Van Heerden, show us glimpses of the true talent that he has. We know he holds and has dominated in a number of different combat sports. Can he keep it clean? Can he knock out the Crazy Hawaiian? That is the big question that is going to take place with this. We know what the Crazy Hawaiian is going to bring. We know the energy. We know the excitement. We know the grit. We know the determination. We know the power that he has. Seeing these two guys go up, and the Crazy Hawaiian talks about it all the time. There's different levels to this game. Is Danie at that level now? It's definitely the Crazy Hawaiian is a step up from anybody that he's fought in the past. And can Danie hone in on that and go toe-to-toe with the Crazy Hawaiian June 28th, Power Slap 8 in that main event? It's ultimately going to be that question. I hope that the stardom and the lights aren't too big for Danie. We've seen experience playing this. The Crazy Hawaiian has, just as much experience as anybody in this game. We talk about Wolverine. We talk about Darius, the experience. The Crazy Hawaiian is in the same boat with the number of matches that he's had along the way. And really, this is going to be, a great match. It's going to line. I'm really curious to see what the lines open up on this one. I'm pretty sure the Crazy Hawaiian will be the favorite on the onset, which being the champion, which makes sense. But we'll see where those lines go and how they move leading into fight week. Because Danie still, for a lot of ways, has left a lot for us to desire and a lot on that table of what potentially could be. And so we'll see how that reflects in the betting lines, and we'll see how it actually comes. And if he's able to harness all of that full potential and give us the match that all of us want to see against Crazy Hawaiian. Anything you agree, disagree with?
No, 100%, man. I think you said it there right at the end. He had a great run on the show, but there's no crowd on the show. And the one chance he had to show what he's got in front of a live crowd, he didn't get to. And so, like you said, a lot to be desired. And Hawaiian thrives under those lights. That's what fuels the guy. He's been doing it this entire time. In front of a crowd, he wasn't on the show. And so I think that this is a proving ground for both guys, right? Because this is kind of the first. I mean, Kalani was kind of the first guy, right? Kalani was like, this guy's coming for you. He's going to get you. But this just feels different, man. Kalani just went really fast. It felt like he didn't necessarily take those steps. And Danie didn't take that many either, but it just feels like Danie's kind of proven himself a little bit more up until this point if you compare him and Kalani, especially with the fact that Kalani didn't really get hit before we saw Hawaiian hit him. So there was a lot of questions. Danie's been hit. He's been hit hard. He's been hit by Makini, and he does the same thing every time. And we've seen Hawaiian get hurt. And if you watch long enough, you've seen Hawaiian get knocked out once. And so there's a lot of questions here that I think Danie has the opportunity to answer, but Crazy Hawaiian also has shown that he withstood the test of time. He figured it out. He does left, he does right. I mean, the guy's he just goes up there and he just does his thing. And, again, like Kalani was the guy and he shut everybody up. I was shocked. I was blown away when I saw Kalani go down. Both the first time he kind of faked it, but the second time he just went down like it was insane, like nothing I've ever seen before, and I don't think anybody expected it. So, I'm expecting fireworks here, but both of these guys have a lot to prove, and I think what happens here, like you said, has major implications for the global movement, and then also for their respective, communities, if you will.
100%, my man. There we go. We got another week in the books. Smack Talk, episode 13. I think it was an exciting one, man. We brought in sports scientists, talked a little bit about that, talked about some of the stuff going on social, talked about these matchups. Of course, we're going to be back here 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern every single Tuesday. Appreciate you, Ding. Let's keep on going on, my man. We'll be there in Vegas real soon. Coming up, Power Slap number 8.
I do have one question. Can we call ourselves scientists now, since we kind of we got sports scientists coming on the show?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. We're just two jerk offs with the mic. So
fair enough. I tried.
We haven't improved yet. All right, buddy. Take care, man. We're out.